Hello, welcome so much to Solais Tarot. We're looking at the blessings and happiness of your life, what's coming your way. And let's get started. We've got pile number 1, 2, and 3. Leave these out for you for a quick second, and we'll get started shortly. Hello, pile number 1. Thank you so much for joining. We're looking at what blessings is there? Like, what do we have going on? All right, I've talked enough. Let's get started and see. We've got the 9 of Wands, which is the card you chose. I feel like that you are moving into a new direction, that you have had a tough time in the past, but I feel like that you're overcoming a lot of those obstacles, and that is a part of your doing, part of your happiness and current motivation to move forward in a lot of the aspects of your life. We've got a lot of damage and hurt that was that you've had in the past. I feel like that this has also been something that you've been working on and been able to I'm gonna say aggressively work on. So maybe you've been doing the work in order to achieve a solution for your problems, and I feel like that this is all coming to an absolute good start for you, and something that's going to be moving on quickly from here out. So whatever you've been feeling in the past in regards to, you know, being hurt or somebody stabbing you in the back, I feel like this is something that it's over and done with, that you've actually gained your power back, and you've been aggressively, like I said, moving and I find that word aggressive might be a little bit too much, but I feel like this is the word that I want to use with this, because I feel like you just have been challenged for so long that now you've been actually taking that step into the right direction. And with that being said, you've been taking it with a lot of emphasis and power to you, and I feel like kudos to you that you've been putting in a lot of work and success, and it's showing with the 8 of Wands that there's a lot of power here. I feel like with the Knight of Wands, you're holding a lot of that power and momentum going into your life, and especially I feel like this is part of your blessings and motivation and happiness for this next week ahead, is that you're moving forward in very positive. It's almost like clashing, to be honest with you, because I feel like that you're moving so swiftly and fast into that direction that it's almost like you need to reassure. See, this is what I'm saying, that sometimes it's moving too fast. With the Tower, I feel like something is going to happen, but I don't think that this is going to be something that is going to affect you in a bad way. I feel like that this something just has to happen because both are colliding together. So the creativity of two things that you've been working on, or maybe the creativity moment or something that has been coming in, maybe it's been coming in too swiftly for both directions, that you have not been seeing that there's an obstacle somewhere ahead that you need to be working on. Let's see what other things that we've got here with that. Okay, so we've got the Queen of Pentacles. All right, and what is with the Queen of Pentacles? The Fool. So I think that that's the reason why, that the opportunity that you were seeing, maybe you have had that moment, that breakthrough in something that you've been working on, okay, that has kind of almost like, I'm going to say in YouTube terms, screwed up the algorithm. And now you're seeing that there's things that need to be changed. Okay, so maybe that's the whole point to this, or maybe you've been at your computer tech or whatever, and you've put in 2 programs, and now they've kind of fewed up the matrix, and away you go. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is that the Tower has a little glitch in the matrix, but I feel like that nothing that you cannot overcome. I feel like this is also going to be decision making time for you, pile number 1, and it's also going to affect you into new opportunities and new ventures. Okay, so I feel like not only there's going to be an abundance of creativity and wealth and everything else, I feel like that also that you're going to be looking into this as that new opportunity that's coming in swiftly. There's nothing really that like overpowers you, and that you feel empowered of what you can do. So I feel like that there's a confidence level here, but I feel like that you've been working hard in these decisions, and that you've actually carried a lot of that within you. So you possibly could be like I said, if you've been working really hard and things, that momentum has come into play, I feel like also that your security level and the way you're feeling, the way you're feeling about certain situations and new ideas and things coming into you, it hasn't been easy to come by, and it has also been something that has burdened you for quite some time. Maybe you've been putting in too many hours at work, or you've been putting in too much effort, and you've been carrying a lot of burden with you. I feel like this is like something that you're overcoming. This could also be a situation with ideas that, past ideas, past circumstances, that were the ones that were holding you back at one point or another. And especially with the Page of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like things were supposed to go smoothly at one point in your life, but then they just weren't. And that's the reason why it keeps on coming back to you. I feel like this is a reminiscing situation with you, something that you are expecting to come back. And that's probably the reason why this keeps on happening. Is not because of the fact that there is something, like I said, it's just an obstacle, but I feel like once something like this happens, you kind of revert back into, I've worked hard, there's a lot of burden, I feel like I'm not moving ahead as much as I wanted to. So there's a lot of factors here communicating the same situation over and over again. Okay, let's dive into the Lovers here and the Queen of Cups. Okay, so I feel like that there's a lot of emotions, a lot of aspect towards somebody in your life right now that you are seeking. See, I feel like that you're ready to make a commitment to somebody, and the thing is that you have you've been trying to make a commitment with somebody, but I feel like that you have put in all your I guess your eggs in one basket. I feel like that you've been putting a lot into that relationship too. And I feel like that you're carrying a lot of the burden of this relationship. Maybe it's also communicating also with the Lovers and the Queen of Cups that this challenge here has also been challenging in your love life for that reason. But I feel like that you are kind of balancing things out. You're actually reaping the rewards of your career opportunity, but also you're reaping the rewards of this relationship somewhere or somehow. Let's see what actions you need to take in regards to your pile here, pile number one. What actions, especially I feel like in the love department. Okay, did not give me a lot of read in the love department. It's just telling me that you've been putting in a lot of effort into that as well. So what actions do we have here? So we've got the Star. Okay, so you've been putting in both piles, you've been putting in, like we said, you've been putting in a lot of aspects in both piles, and you're kind of hoping to get rewarded on both, which I think that is going to be happening, especially with the Star and the Magician. You're exactly where you need to be at the right time. And also with the Queen of Swords, I feel like that you're demanding. So it's the action here is that you are at the same place, same time, but I feel like there's a demand for something. The Queen of Swords is demanding for something, and I feel like it's demanding for rest. Okay, so here's the action that you're supposed to be taking is you're at the same place, right time, and now you need to take a deep breath, and your action is demanding you, the Queen is demanding you to take a breather and chill out because there's a battle to come. So let's see what else. What advice do we have for pile number one? Let's see what advice do we have for pile number one. Is there any, oops. Okay, so we've got take charge of your family. All right. 8 of Cups and the 6. Okay. So, okay. So, what is your advice here, pile number one? I feel like maybe you've been leaving your emotions behind. So I feel like that take care, oh my God. Caring about family is the most important thing that you need to do right now. And I feel like sometimes you're moving and stepping away from the family, and you're not looking at things in that direction. Maybe you're just concentrating more on work and opportunities. And I feel like sometimes you're leaving people behind, especially here. You're seeing that you are actually taking people into your boat, but I feel like that they're kind of covered up and you're the one that's taking charge of the situation instead of, you know, being somewhat cohesive with them. I feel like the Empress is also telling you that, you know, having that, that feeling of connection with you, Earth, and also a family and yourself. I feel like that you're missing out on the connection with yourself. So a lot of effort into work, a lot of effort into love, but I feel like somewhere down the line, it's advising you that maybe you need to put a little bit more effort into family and yourself before it's too late, because I think that sometimes you walk away from situations without looking at it in a particular way. So thank you so much, pal number 1, for being part of this. Hopefully you can subscribe and like my channel, and we'll see you next time. Hello, pal number 2. Thank you so much for joining. We're looking at what blessings and amazing stuff is going to happen to you. So let's get started. All right, so we've got the Judgment here. So obviously clear to me that you are going to be receiving some news, some exciting opportunities that you might have not seen or thought of. I feel like that there's going to be some blessing coming your way that is, like I said, that you're going to have to listen to carefully, because I'm also hearing that you're not, that sometimes you're not listening to what your guides are telling you. So let's see what else we got here going on. So we've got the Queen of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. Okay, so you're going to be taking charge, and you're going to be taking charge and moving somewhere in a direction of a creative path, but you're going to be taking the world by storm. I feel like with the King of Swords, or the Knight of Swords, is always about taking charge, going to the initiative, sometimes being ruthless, okay? But I feel like this is also has to do with the way that you're seeing the world and seeing the view and how you're taking charge of it. And I feel like this is also going to make you feel more excited about the opportunities coming ahead. I feel like that this is where the Judgment also comes in, is that, you know, thinking or taking that initiative with the Knight of Swords, sometimes you need to think a little bit before you do. And because he is all kind of crazy, like, you know, he's not even thinking about what he's doing. I feel like with the Judgment, it's time to listen more and pay attention, close attention. With the Queen of Pentacles, I feel like this is also a down-to-earth grounding moment for you, and establishing that not everything is just out in the universe. I feel like this is also a dreaming situation, that maybe you dream of high hopes and high expectations, and you need to come back down to earth in order to be able to see things clearly. All right, so we've got the Two of Swords and the Queen of Cups. Remember how I said that you need to start seeing things clearly? I feel like this is the time where you're going to be taking that step and seeing what is to come. And you're going to be doing that with passion. And also, you know what? I keep on thinking that you're going to be looking at what you're doing in respect to the way she's kind of looking at her cup and admiring it. So you're going to be admiring what you're going to be accomplishing lately and how you're going to be accomplishing it. So it's almost like kind of like you're patting yourself in the back for a job well done. So we've got the Knight of Wands, which is a job well done, and also the Eight of Wands and the Fool. So along came a spider, and no, I just, the way that the Knight of Wands is kind of, they're all kind of moving into the same direction, and it's kind of looking at the Judgment. If you're looking at it, everything's kind of moving in that direction with all the people in it involved, like the Fool, the Knight of Wands, the Queen, and so forth. They're all kind of looking at the Judgment. So they're looking and waiting for that message to come clearly through. So I feel like until you receive that message, a lot of this stuff is going to be unknown to you, especially with the Knight of Wands. We realize that there's also opportunities and action coming your way, and also with the 8 is going to be coming in very quickly. And also you're going to be thinking, or you're going to be leaving things behind that you might have not thought at one point or another. I feel like this whole taking charge situation also depends on the Judgment and what information we get out of that. So let's see if we can find out a little bit more of that. I feel like there's another celebration coming through, and also that somebody that was really like putting, maybe you've had back problems, or you've been, this could also be a health situation, like not just like somebody you know, putting knives in your back, but maybe you need to have your back looked at, and maybe you've been having a lot of back issues currently that you need to be checked on. That's what I'm getting for you. Pile number 2 is that maybe that there is some situation, maybe you need some acupuncture, or somebody cracking your back for a good crack. Let's see what actions we need to take with the Judgment here. Spirit, what do we need to know about the Judgment card in action for pile number 2? I'm getting motivation here. We've got the Page of Cups, Queen of Swords. And this is exactly what pile number 1 was looking at as well. Is that I think that you need to take a step back with this Queen of Swords. Is saying, you know what, you need to chill a little bit. You need to be able to rest it out and maybe communicate. So I feel like this has to do with also maybe providing that information, and the information coming from your guides, that message that you're not really hearing, is by meditating and taking the time to rest and actually assess the situation and seeing where that comes in. I feel like with the Page of Cups, again, he is the romance king, but also he's or romance king while he is a page, so but very naive. So I feel like his peace offering to the Judgment, and again, looking at it in that perspective, is saying to me that there is that he's kind of searching for a peace offering before. So I feel like that this is also, and I know we're looking at blessings and everything happy-go-lucky, but I feel like that your happy-go-lucky moment is going to be once you actually lay down to rest and listen, because like that peace offering that the Page of Cups is doing is saying, look, listen, I'll give you whatever you want as long as you tell me what I'm supposed to be hearing. So I feel like it's almost like a demand. And I feel like also with the fish, right? The fish is kind of looking at the page, saying like, listen, maybe you shouldn't be talking like that. But I mean, that's kind of up to you. I feel like there's going to be a reward ahead with the 9 of Cups and also the Moon. So I guess the action is listen closely, and things are going to be coming up. There's a Cancer, like somebody with Cancer maybe coming your way, or that is going to be the emotions that you're going to be feeling. Very a lot of emotions happening. I almost feel like this is going to be a relief for you. Maybe that pain in your back or something like that that was causing you a lot of grief. Maybe this is also a sign of rest, also will help you and make you feel much better and rested. And also that's when you're going to be seen. So your action is to take no action. Here you go. This is what it's saying. Take no action, and the results will be coming in your way, and it's going to be coming in that way for you. Let's see what advice. Is there any advice here for pile number 2? So we've got the Justice in reverse, the 10 of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. So things are going to be turning once you actually see things for what they are, okay? So maybe the fact is that you might have not been balancing out exactly things that the way that they were supposed to. I feel like that your reading is very hush-hush, and not a lot of it is pertaining to much of any subject, because I feel like there's a lot of opportunities here and a lot of hush-hush moments that it's almost like we don't want to spoil the advice here. We don't want to spoil things for pile number 2, because there's so much happening, and there's so much, even though you're kind of like saying like, hey, give me more info, it just seems like there's not very much that it wants to relate back to you. All it's saying is that there's movement coming to you. There's something that you're not seeing or observing that you need to listen to, that there's new opportunities coming in, that there's going to be joyful moments. And also once you do the meditations and rest, this is the time when you're going to be having the clarity moment. And I feel like your advice is to kind of chill out. The wheels will be turning, and you'll be seeing clarity once you commit to family and opportunities out there. I feel like this is commitment issue too, with the Seven of Cups is committing to something and not being all over the place with your thoughts and emotions. All right. Yeah. All right. And then I'm pulling out one more here as an advice is, you know what? I feel like the battle is over and you no longer have to like go and fight your battles. Okay. So I feel like this is like the advice is stop fighting so much with yourself. Everything's going to come about. So pile number 2, thank you so much for joining. Hopefully this made sense to you, and like, subscribe. We'll see you next time. Hasta luego. Hey, pile number 3, thank you so much for joining. We're looking at the Page of Swords as being your card, the card you chose. So let's put this one aside here. I feel like with the Page of Swords, maybe you're fighting off something in high grounds, or maybe I wouldn't say high grounds, but in risky grounds. So maybe you're taking a risk on something and you are kind of looking at it with a different view. So let's see what else we've got. So we've got the Nine of Swords, the Seven of Wands, and the Justice. So you're finally reaping justice over something that you've been fighting for quite some time, and it's been giving you a headache. You see how the Page of Swords, like I said, has been fighting for something or is ready to fight for something? I feel like with the Nine of Swords, something has been really, really rattling your brain for quite some time, and that you finally are taking that defense course that you always had, and you've been able to have justice on it. So either that there has been some a contract, or there could have been something that of justice itself that you've overcome, and now you're taking that step and action into being feeling rewarded. Okay, this is also a Libra energy, so we're looking also at balancing certain aspects and being able to communicate with the sword. Upwards is kind of saying I'm holding this in the court of law. So I mean, if you haven't had any issues with the law or anything like that, this could also be in a different direction. So we're going to see what else comes up here. So we've got the Three of Swords and the Queen of Swords. Okay, so I feel like that they're also, this justice could have been somebody maybe even, you know, changing partners, or being able to, the justice could have been, like I said, somebody really giving you a hard time and battling. So it could have been a breakup in, or also a divorce, and there has been some justice, some monetary aspects, or even kind of like, you know, putting things half and half. That might have been also pertaining to that issue. I feel like the Queen of Swords is standing her ground and saying, yep, I got this. It's all good. I did well. So I feel like that kudos to you if this is the case. But I feel like it's also time. I feel like the Queen of Swords comes out with the Four of Swords a lot. And I feel like this is the time that she demands for you to take a deep breath and a breather. So your blessings this week, I feel like it's also going to be about, you know, taking the time for yourself after going through long travels and journey in that department, and seeing what else is out there. I see the Sun and also the Four of Cups. So some opportunities that did not really appeal to you at one point or another, I feel like they're going to come about for you, pile number 3, and that you're actually going to see these as opportunities given to you by a higher power or higher source. So maybe you just needed to be out of that scenario with a certain person in your life in order to be able to see your other choices and see what else comes up. This is a very rewarding time for you, pile number 3, and especially with the Nine of Cups, that all your wishes are going to be coming true. And also you're going to be able to let go of whatever is bothering you. And I do feel like that a lot of this stuff is bothering you because you don't feel that you have to be chained onto this person or these values in your life anymore. There are also some, you know, challenges you're going to see from the dark into the light, and you're going to be taking that moon aspect with the Cancer. Maybe it is a Cancer or somebody that is Cancer coming into your life and giving you decision or choices in your life that you didn't see before. As mentioned with the Ace of Pentacles, that is what the opportunity that's coming in. I feel like this is also correlating with the Four of Cups, as the option is basically given to you once more. So if you haven't been actually being able to see it here, I feel like at one point or another you will be seeing it again, and then it's going to come into effect. Let's see what else. Let's see if there's any actions, pile number 3, that you need to take. And then we'll check out your guidance and see where that leads you. All right. Spirit, let me know what guidance or actions we need to take, if any at all. All right. I don't feel like there's any actions really to take. The cards are even telling me, you know what? The action to take is actually to look at the Ace of Pentacles and to make sure that you take that opportunity as is. I feel like whatever is ending, a new beginning is starting, and that you have to see your options and what is given to you as a clear moment, and is seeing this as the opportunity that it is. It's a wild one, let me tell you. And I feel like this is something that you weren't really expecting to be. And it's going to be much bigger and grander than you thought. I feel like you've put a lot of time and thought into it. You just didn't think that you had put in a lot of effort to manifest all this. I feel like this had to be gone out of your system in order for you to be able to assess the situation and move forward into new beginnings. This is also going to be monetary rewarding to you. So if you did lose anything with that deal, which I highly doubt, but if you did lose some of that, I feel like you're going to gain that back times 10. So that's how I feel like, times 10. Let's see if there's any advice here to give you, pile number 3, considering that there's really no actions to be taking. Anything else that pile number 3 should know? Any advice? No? All right. Okay, so we've got the World upside down, and we've got the Temperance, all in due time. Okay, that's the advice that you're going to be getting. There's movement, again, with the Temperance. There's a lot of movement. She's got a foot in the water and a foot out. So clearly it's telling me that, you know, you've got one foot in the sand and one in the water. So you're testing waters right now. And I feel like the world is going to be coming to you once you are ready for it. So again, remember how he said that once this is over, and then you're not going to see what is coming until you really do see it. That's exactly what it's telling you. The advice is once that you see it coming, it's going to be moving around, and you're going to have one foot in and one foot out because until you step right into it, and the world is giving you that permission to come back in. Yeah, and then we've got on the bottom, we've got the lovers, the Two of Cups, which also obviously can mean love connection, but I also feel again with that, and the Temperance, again, it's all about the balancing the water and moving directions, and I feel like this is a direction choice for you that you're going to be moving into, and new directions, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I feel like also that whoever is, if you have a partner or whoever person, is also going to be giving you that acknowledgement that they're there for you. And I feel like this is going to be somebody new in your life coming in. And the Ace of Wands. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be somebody new coming into your life. So there you have it. Thank you, pile number 3. We'll see you next time. Oh, also don't forget to subscribe and like.